What? Oh,
The Sly Cooper plush for my boyfriend. Okita.
I don't have one. Y'all should have told me. Well, you should have told me. I would have brought one. I don't have one. If you hate me, just say that. Just say that.
Plushes are one of those things that I want.
I said what I said. I meant what I said, and I'm not changing what I said.
Plushes are one of those things I always want more of, and it's just like I just don't have room.
We need the extra pillows for the comfort. I have six. Yeah, I have like six, but two are body pillows. You need the body pillows. If you don't have a body pillow in your bed, grow up. You need a body pillow. Grow up, grow up, grow up.
I mean, does he wait,
I don't know.
does he need a body pillow since he has a wife?
They're beautiful.
He's me.
It's okay. I got slang for that.
Dylan Day just says she can't hear you. I mean, I can hear you, but
I can hear you. Yeah.
yeah, I hear you.
Yeah.
I hear both of you.
Yeah.
Let me unmute
I
the.
mean, I still hear you. Text her.
Yeah, I think I hear you now on the stream.
I know. But that was your fault. Stop, Ron.
So no, I don't hear you. What the hell?
I can hear you. Damn, you got boost mode or what?
And whatnot. So, okay, I think I'm good. I'm good. Hello, la di da di da, slob bumming out.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. Yeah. Nah. Okay. So yeah. We missed the fucking. Oh man, I feel so bad. But yeah, like my software updated, and every time like my PC updates, it switch all of my mics and whatnot, like my mic inputs, and which yeah.
That's
So
weird.
Damn.
yikes. Anyway, hi guys. I'm y'all know who I am, and I got bags under my eyes, so you know.
He's
Just
sleepy.
I need to do the sleep, on the EP with the sleepies babies. All right, Ray, go ahead and take it away.
Hello. It is the resident furry and pastry cook. I'm Ray.
Hey,
As
Ray.
always.
and then finally, go get him, girl, Erica. Woo! Be like, yeah, ow.
It's your favorite material girl.
Okay, yeah.
Material girl.
Material girl. Ah! Ow!
Why is there an $800 charge on my credit card? Dad, I'm a material girl.
Man, yeah. What are you spending $800
You're really
for?
a material girl. It's on someone else's.
Is that like is that considered robbery though? Like
Depends on what you would call it. I don't know. I would say scamming.
scamming? Man, there's still criminal cases.
She's a scammer.
That is very criminal. Okay, that is. I'm giving you the.
JT.
I'm giving you the very criminal offensive side eye right now.
I mean, Joanne the scammer taught me.
Who? We're not gonna get into details about that. Okay. Anyway, let's go ahead and get this show on the road because I wasted like 5 minutes because of my mistake. So to get this rolling, today our first topic, we're actually gonna talk about something I find great enjoyment out of, and that is the whole Montgomery boat launch incident where all of these with the chair. Okay, hold up, y'all. Okay, let me tell y'all something. Let me tell y'all something. I used to be a big wrestling fan. Okay, growing up, big wrestling fan. Like, was big into like Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Booker T, Kevin Nash, Big Show. Like, I was a huge wrestling fan. Like, so much so that me and my brothers, we used to do wrestling moves. I ended up breaking a springboard, and my mom broke my back like when she found out. So rest in peace, mama. I love you. I'm so sorry. But like, watching this video brought me so much great joy. Okay. And also it actually raised a lot of questions and stuff, which I just kind of want to throw a question out there. And it's, do y'all think that if no one was around, like if there was no like black people around, you think that that man would have been in more harm than they try to put him through? Yes. And explain why. Why do you feel like that?
Yes.
Because when you hang it up on someone and you believe you have no witnesses and you're white, you probably just think you can do so much horrible shit.
Good point. Yeah. Like, they practically like mobbed him and stuff. Now, don't get me wrong. The hat throw was like the bat signal. Okay, like that shit. That shit. Look, I'm gonna be honest. Okay,
iconic.
Watching that, like, that's by far my favorite part. Look, I'm gonna tell y'all something. I love Bobby Shmurda's "Hot Nigga." And great song, still slaps. Shout out to Bobby Shmurda for putting out a banger and then going straight to jail. But that song smacks, and it hasn't aged a bit. So when he threw that hat, that was the first thing I thought of. I was like, oh man, it's a hot nigga. And then they started jumping him, and I was like, oh god, like, I hope this situation doesn't get worse. How about you, Erica? You said yes. Like, what were you gonna say?
Yeah, kind of like commenting on what Ray said. I think for sure, like, the white privilege, not all of white people. Some of y'all are cool.
Shout out cool white people.
Like, yeah, like, definitely, like we're talking about like the South, where it's very different, very still much racism and whatnot. So I think if it was just him and like no black people around, like, it would have been worse. Like, it would have like escalated even further. And like, I feel like he could have maybe lost his life because I feel like some people just don't know when to stop. But,
you know what? And that's a great point that you bring up, because like, especially the deep South aspect. So like, this is in Alabama. Like, as you all know, like, Alabama, Mississippi, Louisiana, like deep South states, like, are very much still racist. Like, and they will very much like kill people on the spot and cover it up. So like, I'm glad that first of all somebody was actually recording this. And, like, there were people around to actually assist this man. Because, as the story goes, apparently, like, there were, like, the people that were blocking in the boat launch, they were not permitted to park their boat there. And they did so anyway. And then a larger boat was coming in, but it was creating, like, parking issues. So they threw a big fit. And the guy that was getting jumped, he was just doing his job. Like, he was like, yo, y'all gotta move this fucking boat and shit. Y'all just can't park it wherever y'all want and shit. And they were just like, no, fuck that. You know, so that's when the whole brawl came out. Now, you know, it's I feel like it's a story of like it's a tale of like three stories. We'll start like the hat, okay, like summoning the community. Secondly, I knew shit was real when old boy jumped in the water and started swimming across. Y'all, that shit was so elite. I thought he was like fucking goddamn U.S. Navy SEAL the way he was swimming across it. Like, no running. He said, nah, I'm going to help my brethren out. Okay, like he pretty much proved that we can swim as a community. So stop using that against us. Okay, so
that man was swimming like Larry the Lobster.
He was swimming. I ain't never seen a black man swim so hard. Okay, he was
first nigga to swim to a fight.
To a fight, y'all. That's an incredible accolade. Okay, if I have any homies watching right now, if I ever get jumped near a beach or a pool or something, and you don't swim to help me, bro, you're not cool anymore. You know, I'm gonna just throw a fucking stink bomb in your window while you're sleeping. Okay, because I need that level of reassurance. I need my homies backs like that guy. Okay, so when he started swimming, and then the lady, like, the commentary is hilarious. She was like, oh, look at him. Like, she was practically pointing at him like, oh, look at him, like, oh my god, like, you better swim, boy. I'm like rooting with her. I'm like, swim my boy. You go save his ass. So that's iconic. That's iconic. But of course, you know, that was all overshadowed by the chair shot, y'all. That, when I say, I've watched that video multiple times, and it gets funnier every time I watch it, because
there are so many TikToks memeing the chair.
I know, y'all. I don't think people realize just how hard he was hitting them people with the chair. And when he hit that lady and the police like pinned him down, like, that chair shot was so loud. Like, that shit sounded like a thunderclap. All you heard was whap! Just boom. I'm literally busting my mic. I'm so sorry. But y'all, it was so loud. Like, I felt bad. I think the woman got it worse than the actual guy, because now, don't get me wrong, the guy got cracked twice. Okay, he boom, like, just going crazy. But the woman was like laying on the ground, and he was like just straight on her nightgown. Bow, like. Y'all,
disrespect.
Yeah, he treated that woman like Mick Foley. And if you know who Mick Foley is, Mick Foley took so many chair shots in the WWE, like, he probably has flashbacks of chairs when he's sleeping. Like, if he sees steel chairs at any gathering, he, like, runs away, okay?
Just goes to the family cookout.
Yeah, like, he's just like, flashback. He was just like, oh, bam! I'm just like thinking about it, because like all I can think about is like he knew he fucked up. Like, he didn't even resist police. He knew as soon as he hit her with that chair, he was just like, yeah, y'all good, y'all got that. And then the brother just standing like at the camera, just like looking up and shit, just like, yeah, he did that. He just cracked some people across the head. Welcome to WWE, TLC, tables, ladders, and chairs, okay? Like, you can catch a piece of this chair. I got a scope on this chair. My chair comes with a bag. My chair is durable, okay? I got Gorilla Glue in case my chair breaks, okay? Like, he was breaking people off with this chair, okay? And it was golden. But I do think, in a serious note, that those people, like the guy that threw the hat, his life was very much in danger. Like, you know, if we had to be totally honest, we don't know what could have happened to him. You know, we don't know. He could have been at best hospitalized, okay? And that's at best. At worst, he could be dead right now. You know what I'm saying? And they could get away with it. So, this is why, like, it is super important, like in these altercations and stuff, especially nowadays. We live in a digital age. Like, it's super important that you're always filming yourself, like in surroundings, whether it be an altercation or you get pulled over, stuff like that, because like you can't lie in front of a rolling camera. Like, you know, like just use our show for example. If I say something racist on this show, it could never be erased. It's going to be used against me for the rest of my life, which is why you won't hear me say anything racist, because first of all, I'm not a racist and I'm not going to put myself in that situation ever. So rest assured, I'm not trying to get canceled on Twitter. Please don't come after me. But but secondly, you know, when we have had situations like this where a black man needed help and he was getting jumped, and let's call it what it is, by a gang of white people or Caucasian people and stuff. And this not to harp on like white people, it's just most of these situations are racist white people that are inflicting damage, changing like black men and women's lives and stuff. And in a lot of cases in the court of law, they don't get the justice that they deserve. So it is super important that we hold these people accountable when we do catch them in the act. Because first of all, if he was in jeopardy and they didn't have anything rolling, like, they would have just closed this case, talk about we ain't got enough evidence. We all know that. We've been through this routine before, you know? So when we have something like this and it's reached the scope that it has over this past week, like, that type of exposure is definitely needed to hold these people accountable for a situation that they started. Now, as far as chair cracking, man, it's great. I love it. I love your enthusiasm. It's awesome. But I mean, they can hold that against you, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's being treated as a weapon. But honestly, let's hold these people accountable. Like, y'all pretty much mobbed up on this black man for doing his job, you know, and you guys got mad because y'all was in the wrong. Like, y'all clearly were in the wrong in this situation. There's no way to there's no way to defend that, you know what I'm saying? So y'all is in your feelings and stuff, and you know, I do hope that you guys get persecuted and get the punishment that y'all deserve, because that situation could have been horribly wrong. It's just lucky that, you know, there were people that are willing to help that man out, whether getting the story out or just running to his rescue, you know, clocking some of these people in the head and stuff like that, because they were punching. They were like, bro, like, they were throwing hands at it. Like, if you didn't have any melanin on your skin on that boat lunch, you was getting tagged. That's pretty much how I interpret it. Now, one thing I will say that, like, I don't think that there was like one instance where this dude hit a female, and I don't condone that at all. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, don't, like, a male shouldn't put his hands on a female, of course, and stuff. But I would have let that like, the females go crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, do y'all thing. You know what I'm saying? But this wasn't the only chair incident this week, because I've seen 2 more instances of this. First one was in Detroit, and this is to be expected. It's Detroit, okay? Like, you know, if you know about Detroit, it's just like smaller New York, okay, in terms of that action, okay? So, the second one, just I think this chair was like yellow or something, but like pretty much arguing with white man and stuff. I don't really remember the context of it. I just like caught like pretty much the fight of it, but like he hit this man hard. Like, I'm talking about like just crack with the chair. First of all, time out. Is this the year of the chair? Like, is it the month of the chair? Like, why all of a sudden we get all of these?
It's a mascot.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, and it's crazy because like we're promoting the chair now, and I don't think people know. Black people have a copious amount of like steel chairs or foldable chairs. Like, if you have a good black family, You have at least 4 of them on you right now. Okay, like either you, your daddy, your mama, or like your great uncle that's always playing dominoes and drinking Miller Lite. So like we always have a copious amount of shit because I'm gonna tell you what. I'm gonna tell you why. Okay. Either use them to play spades. You use them to play spades when your people come over to play spades, or you use them to play dominoes. Either or. Okay. You break out these chairs. Yeah. Either. Oh yeah. Uno now. Like Uno is the black people's spades at this point. Like this point. It is the millennial and Gen Z spades. Like I don't hear people our age saying, "Man, I'm fucking ready to play spades." I hear, "Hey, you ready to get your ass busted, Uno?" And there are 80 different rules that, you know, even like we be telling Uno shut the fuck up because we know the rules better than Uno made the rules. Yeah, no, I'm stacking. Okay, I'm stacking everything. So, but we have steel chairs on deck. Okay, we have them. Okay, so there's that, and then there was a third one that I actually just saw today. I just saw it today. And it was a woman, and this like it looks like a younger white man and stuff. I like once again, the cameras just kind of picked up where the altercation was already happening, and he pretty much like she was like ready to crank that shit out, and he just like stopped, and then he dropped his hands for like a mere 2 seconds, and she whacked him so hard that chair like split. Like it literally unhinged. He went to the ground with the chair around his neck. Like he was wearing the chair like a Cuban link. Okay, and he was just on the ground just like done. Like he was. So that one was brutal. Like, and the crazy thing is I don't think if I saw someone with a weapon, I'm not taking my eyes off of you. Okay? If I saw you with a chair, a butter knife junior, a fucking piss, whatever it is, you can have a block of cheese in front of me. I'm not taking my eyes off of you. Okay? Because if you pissed off, 9 times out of 10, whatever is in your hand at that time, you're probably gonna hit my ass with it. Okay? Let's keep it a buck. So, when I watched this, I was like, damn, that shit hurt. But why did you take your eyes off of this lady? Why did you take your eyes off of this black lady with a chair in this pose? Okay? She looked like she was about to do the shmoney dance, okay? Like, she had that motherfucker. And he literally did this. I'm dead. I'm dead ass. Like he dead ass. Let me show y'all one more time what he did. And you know what happened? She finished her shmoney dance with a direct hit. That shit hit a critical on his fucking dome. Okay, and he was laid out. Chair split in half. Rest in peace to the chair, cause nobody's sitting in it anymore. Rule of thumb. Don't take your motherfucking eyes off of somebody that's about to crack you out with some shit. Okay? Stop that.
One of those times where you better teach yourself to run backwards because you keep your eyes on them and run at the same time.
He could have put up a defensive stance, but he literally arms down, like, yeah, if I see some, like, you know, shit, I'm flinching.
He must have thought she would have stopped.
Yeah, I'm flinching. You know, like, I'm fucking, yeah, no, I'm fucking flinching. No, I hit me. That's a chair. Like, please, no. So, the fact that he let down his guard, like, he had, I mean, I'm gonna be honest, he kind of, like, I don't know what happened, but he kind of deserved to take that shot head on because you left yourself vulnerable. That's like me walking up to Mike Tyson and be like, Mike Tyson, let's box. They ring the bell and I just go. Like, yeah, I'm inviting for my jaw to get realigned. Okay, so, it's been a crazy week. I think I'm gonna get me a portable chair. And shit, I'm gonna get like a chair like, you know, about this big, like something that I can like hang from my waist. And when I think that'd be really cool. They can't tell me I can't walk in a store without it. It's not like I have a gun or anything. I just have a chair. Okay, like, and if anybody run up, what
they gonna get dealt with.
Yeah, they'll get dealt with. I'm gonna hit their ass with it, and then I'm gonna take a seat on it. I'm like, you see, you're in this situation. You might need to go get checked out.
You're gonna make a whole new open possession law for chairs.
Yeah, for chair. Like, imagine. Really. You can't bring chairs into fucking into Golden Corral. Like, you can't do that.
Into your kids' games.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm gonna try to crack another kid or crack another
Exactly. You know how many kids I can take out with chairs? Like,
not if
you see
but it's getting out of hand.
It is getting out of hand. I'm like, people. Yeah. There was this lady. She was in Walmart looking at a chair, and a white man passed by, and she did this shit.
I saw that. Now go look at the price for those folding chairs on Amazon. It's sickening.
Really? Oh man, wait, hold up. I want to look this up.
At first it was funny, but now what it's escalated to, I didn't think it would be that spark that now it's other events happening. Now it's that the first situation was funny, but now that's not funny. The situation where he put his hands down, he was obviously not gonna fight back. At that point, there's no need to be.
There's no need to
There's no need.
Yeah. I do think that he should still should have defended himself, but but that woman dome pieced him. Savage. Yeah, she. Boom! I was like, oh my god, what, a black chair is $75?
Holy
but even
shit.
the guy, the black man that started hitting those people with the chair in the Alabama incident, they're encouraging him to turn himself in. Last I checked, all the white people got arrested.
Oh, he actually turned himself in, but they released him today. Oh. Yeah. So yeah, brother, man, we out there, we see y'all, man. Look, if
don't get anyone else with a chair.
Right? Is this the revolution? Are we using new chairs and stuff? Is that the new weapons? We don't shoot anymore. We use chairs.
Start passing a chair down as a family heirloom weapon.
Yeah, that's kind of hard though. Let's stop shooting. Let's stop shooting in the hood, guys. Let's just settle it over chairs. We might go to hospital for concussions, but we won't have any. Fuck it.
You're more likely to survive a concussion than a bullet.
Yeah, exactly. You know what I'm saying? You can't take a headshot. You can't take a headshot from a bullet. You guarantee dead. If you take a headshot from a chair, you're just gonna be sleeping for a day. Well, at least they
remember what a color is, but you can get that back.
Yeah, you'll be alright. You know what I'm saying? You have a big ass knot on your head, look like a little teddy, but it's okay. You know what I'm saying? You be straight. Your homeboy's gonna laugh about it in 5 years and shit. You be alright. So yeah. So, moral of the story and shit, go buy y'all a chair. It's the new cool thing on the block.
I'm not trying to catch a case. That first situation, he was lucky enough not to catch a case behind that.
Yeah.
But the lady, that's a weapon.
That lady, yeah. They arrest her, Yeah, she getting some time for that. So.
Because her whole incident didn't get caught on camera. It was just
it was the chair shot
of the incident.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, moving on. We'll move on to Tory Lanez and stuff. If you don't know, Tory Lanez finally got his sentencing for his incident against Meg Thee Stallion, where allegedly he had shot her in the foot and shit. So of course he was found guilty a few months ago, but he was just sentenced to 10 years in jail for that incident. 10 years. So, talk to me. How y'all feeling about that? Do y'all like Tory Lanez? Do y'all hate this dude? How do you feel about the sentencing?
I know almost nothing about him other than he's the guy that shot Meg Thee Stallion and she got really mad.
Yeah, I mean, you got shot in your foot. So
exactly. This motherfucker just shoots you and goes off with his life and just what the fuck?
Yeah. It was a big, so to kind of catch you up to speed, he went to court for it, and it was kind of this two-sided thing of he didn't shoot her and stuff, and Meg saying no, I have a witness and shit. It was a big long-winded thing, and one of the biggest things was apparently they didn't find his DNA on the gun, and stuff. So they were like trying to throw it out, but they actually like still convicted him, like for being guilty. And so like, you know, that I mean, as far as like the situation go and stuff, I'm not here to like guess who's right and who's wrong and stuff. You know, I would say that like I do like think that situations involving women similar to this does go under the radar fairly frequently. Yeah. So you know that I do hope that it opens a lot of people's eyes as far as like, you know, any type of like incidents, including like domestic abuse cases and stuff. Like, you know, it is like use this situation as like a way to like speak up and stuff. Cause like yeah, like shoot somebody in the foot, like that's crazy. That's some fucking Wild West type shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you practically, like, that's almost like borderline torture in my eyes. You making a nigga, you're trying to make a nigga dance at that point, you know? So it's fucking, yeah. So, well, how do you feel about it, Erica? How do you feel? What's your thought?
You know, I have a lot to say.
You're not allowed to say? No.
Yes. I just don't like how she was like constantly being attacked. Like this incident happened 3 years ago this summer, and since then it's just like people making jokes about her getting shot. Like, I don't feel like that's anything to joke about. A and B, he was just kind of like not really, he was getting hate, but I feel like it was not as bad as like the hate she was getting. Like,
she was getting a lot of hate.
Yeah, like she even said in court, like, I haven't had a single day of peace like since it happened, and I hope, like, you know, she gets. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, she's not gonna. Sorry, she's not gonna get any day of peace, like, you know, at least for the next few months.
She'll forever, you know, remember that, and whenever anyone looks it up, like, they can find it like easily. But like, I feel like she had good intentions initially by. She was saying that like she lied to police to try to help him because, you know, at that time it was like Black Lives Matter was like really
really up and coming.
It was like, yeah, it was like really up and coming during that time, and like a lot of Black people were being killed by cops. So I can understand like why she chose that approach. I wish she didn't though, because it ended up like, you know, it made her look like a liar, and it came back to kind of bite her like through the trial.
Yeah.
But I just don't like he just continued to change the stories. Like, oh, well, no, like, yeah, I did it. Like they caught him. I think it was like a voicemail or like on the phone. It was like a recording.
Yeah, of like him apologizing.
TLC. Yeah, text messages like, oh my God, I'm so sorry. So like, if you didn't do it, then why would you be saying that? Like, you know, like, why would you be saying that? Yeah. And then he jumped to like, oh no, it's Kelsey. And then it was like, well, if I did it, this is how like I would do it or something like that. Like, pick a story, like what are we gonna do? I think at that point he's trying to save his ass.
It's one of those things of just like, obviously, if you're in the wrong, fuck you. But at least if you're in the wrong, commit to the bit.
No, yeah, for sure. Like, definitely, like if you're gonna have multiple stories, like, definitely stick to it. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't fucking be like, oh shit, like, yeah, was it like, yeah, like, apologize, and then like fucking 3 days later, like, nah, like, if I did do it, I would do it the specific way and stuff. Like, it's very much given like O.J. Simpson.
It wasn't my fault. There was a UFO.
He made music about it.
Yeah,
and then he made music about it. Like, he hasn't really shown remorse. Like if I did something and I truly feel bad, I'm gonna show remorse. Like, whether it's like I'm crying or like I'm saying I'm sorry or, you know, change behavior, like I'm gonna show remorse. But like, that man has no remorse, and I just don't tolerate or condone men. I mean, either or, but in this situation, like, a man shot a woman, like men like shooting a woman, like domestic violence, anything like that, like that should not be happening.
No, for sure.
At all.
For sure. No, for sure. And honestly, we won't know what the true story of this is, because, you know, there's
so much
two
has
sides of it. So much has happened. It's very true.
Yeah.
But honestly, like, I think that, you know, I do hope that this make Meg sleep better at night. You know what I'm saying? Like, as far as like on Tory's end, you know, like if that was the situation, you know, like, I mean, gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta accept your punishment and stuff like that. Like, you just can't you can't do shit like that and expect to like not get away with it. It's kind of crazy like that. You would freaking shoot somebody in the foot. That, like, just think about that concept. Shooting someone in the foot. Like,
it's crazy.
And for what? Like, where did that get you? And
blaming it on the alcohol and his childhood trauma.
Right. Like, that, what that got to do with anything? Like, well, I just feel like you just kind of grasping at straws, yeah. And then, like, to
he's doing anything he can to save his ass.
Yeah. So and then on top of that, like, to kind of add fuel to the fire, there was just that big, like, issue, like, when he got convicted in regards to, like, Iggy Azalea, like, apparently, like, supporting him, but then she, like, pretty much, like, came out and was like, I didn't say any of that shit, like,
because people were dragging her on Twitter.
Yeah, she was pretty much like, yeah, they were pulling her apart on Twitter, and she was like, honestly, like, I was pretty much, like, writing about my genuine experience and, like, the type of punishment I think, like, he deserves and whatnot. But it's just kind of, like, weird because it's like they found this, like, letter, like let me just read what was said from the letter. Okay, so she begins telling Judge Hereford that she's been a successful musician for the last decade, listing a bunch of accolades and stuff. She's like, in short, like yourself, I'm great at what I do and well respected and stuff. She pretty much is just, like, saying that she supports, like, Tory Lanez in this case, and, like, practically want him to, come out of it, which is very, like, weird, kind of weird stance as far as, like, it goes. Because if I was a woman, and I've seen, like, one of my fellow peers, like, going through this, like, it's kind of hard to not be biased, in this situation, like, to be like, damn, like, I want to support you because as far as it goes, like, you were shot in the foot, what I'm saying? Like, that shit is crazy. Like, what if it was what if it was me? What if it was somebody else? Like, what if it was another female? If it was another, like, let's say the situation was done by, like, two men, okay? Like, I don't think it would have been as big as it was, but because it was another female, especially a female that was very prominent in a career, like, Meg Thee Stallion was, like, exploding everywhere, like, because of that, like, it really just kind of changed, like, the perspective of everything, and I don't condone people, like, pretty much pulling her apart about it, like, yes, like, her story, like, as far as, like, lying to police to save his ass, like, that's kind of shitty because you put yourself in this situation to where, like, people think that you're a liar. On the same regards, it more or less just now have created, like, this divide of, like, people, like, supporting her, for right and the wrong reasons, and then dudes supporting Tory for the right and the wrong reasons. By the end of the day, she was shot in the foot. Like that's not a joke. Like, you shot in the foot, like, that shit is, as far as even being a musician, like, what kind of impact that would have done. Like, imagine if she was going on tour and shit like that at the time. Like, you're pretty much fucking up your bag at that point.
Yeah.
So yeah. But yeah, 10 years. He's been a slammer. I think his, like, they're gonna probably, like, appeal that and shit. But
you're fine.
Yeah, I do know they were trying prior to him being, like, sentenced, and it's been no luck. So, like, I guess now, I just want to see I just want to see, like, do you guys think that, like, let's say he does get appealed and stuff, or they reduce his sentence. Do you think it's gonna get reduced, at all, or like, do you think he's gonna have any luck? And then throw this out. Like, how do y'all feel about it?
I think it's gonna get reduced. He's gonna try to like come back and appeal it.
Yeah, I'm thinking too. What did you gonna say, Ray?
Yeah,
I agree with Erica. Like, if it goes back to it and it doesn't just stay like 10 years, it will probably get reduced if they successfully appeal. Yeah. By how much, that's a different story.
Yeah, that's what to decide. So they'd probably be like, 5 years, but you get out in 3 if you're on good behavior.
Like he'll get out with like good behavior. Because honestly, I feel like he somewhat got a slap on the wrist because they were originally going for 20 years in December.
That's true.
And then recently they were like 13 years, and then now he got 10. So it could have been like a lot worse for him.
Oh yeah.
But I don't think he's really gonna do any time.
Yeah. It's one of those things where like he's rich enough that I would not be surprised if they appeal it and try and get him on that house arrest shit. That doesn't really mean the same thing for rich people with fucking mansions that can have hired security and shit. Who's just like, oh, hey, like, we hired these guys to make sure you don't do anything.
Yeah.
And it's just like, oh, wow, it's almost like he's the one paying them and they might not share some things.
And keep in mind that, like, also during, like, quarantine, he had his big quarantine radio. Like, he was...
That shit was iconic. Yeah, I really should watch it.
Booming. And now he's doing quarantine radio in jail. Like, you know, so he might still be getting it back. You know, but I don't know. We'll just have to see in due time as far as this goes. So, you know, if it does get updated, if his sentence does get reduced, of course we're gonna talk about it and stuff. But we've hit the halfway point at this point in time. So we're going to go ahead and take a break. Whenever we come back, Ray has spilled the sauce. So kind of excited what he's going to throw at us today. And then,
I'm going to piss off some comic people.
Yeah. and then when we come back, we're also going to discuss VMAs. And then Kai Cenat, probably Kai Cenat first, because, you know, that situation was a wild one. So... see and his response in that too. So we're gonna take a 5-minute break. Come back. Don't touch that dial, please. Okay, because if you do, I'm gonna cry real hard. Okay, I'm tired too, so I'm gonna cry extra hard. So no, but then do that. Yeah, but we'll be back. 5 minutes. How did you want that?
Be mad. I can't tell if you're delirious or just vibing. I was about to say, careful, don't raise that leg too much higher. We don't need feet.
Yeah, stop. I'm so tempted to roll. Stop. Ew. Okay, gross.
Again, I muted myself again. I'm my bad, guys. Oh shit. I need, man. I'm gonna get it together. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
It's only the second episode back. You're fine.
Yeah, you know we'll be fine. Okay, shoot, little kinks in the road. Wait, ain't nobody hurting you and shit. So, Elbow, Eric, are you trying to show us your funny bone? Is that what that was?
Oh. No, I'm anemic as hell, so I'm gonna go get my blanket.
Oh, go get your blanket.
I'm trying to be discreet, nigga.
Yeah, no, she discreet. I saw your whole elbow. Ain't nothing discreet about that. Anyway, while Erica go get warmed up, shit, we're gonna go ahead. Have Ray take us away with this week's Spill the Sauce, sponsored by nobody because we don't have a sponsor yet. So I'm sad, but if anybody want to sponsor me, come through. Come sponsor us and stuff. I would like to get sponsored by I don't know. What's a good place to get? Oh, Skittles. Skittles, come sponsor me. I like Skittles. They're great. Fucking
gamer subs.
Yeah. So, all right, Ray, take it away.
Okay. So, recently, since I am the one with our TikTok and I use it to browse a lot, admittedly.
Which is crazy, by the way. Crazy.
It's his fault. It's still Dylan's fault that I'm on TikTok.
And this crazy thing is, he used TikTok more than I do. Sorry.
I do. I use it
very daily. I get on TikTok and I'm like, I
use that shit at work like every day.
I can't, man. I'm still an old man. I still scroll through Facebook posts and shit like that.
Oh, old head.
My back. Yeah, sorry. Go ahead. Continue.
Yeah, there's this creator on TikTok that I found that I do find very entertaining. His name's King Lion.
Mm-hmm.
Like black comic nerd, like nerd in general, all that shit.
Yeah.
And one thing that he makes very clear very quickly is he hates Batman.
Batman?
He hates Batman.
You hate Batman? Don't tell me that. Wait, don't tell me. No. Don't tell me you hate Batman.
My take that I did realize that I kind of agree with is that at best, Batman is mid as fuck.
Don't talk about Batman. Take it back.
At worst, he's like a fucking capitalist pig's wet dream.
I'm gonna need you to explain this while I find this Batman shirt.
So let me tell you about how in recent Black Panther comics, they once again try to show black excellence by turning all of Wakanda against Black Panther, even though he was only doing what he thought was best, and no one was on that nigga's side. Meanwhile, how many times has Batman gotten his fucking found family almost horribly murdered over and over and over and over? Jason Todd fucking died. Red Hood died because of that nigga. Because he wouldn't just nut up and snap the Joker's neck and get it over with.
Yeah, but you know, you gotta keep the prisons in check. Like, you gotta keep the prisons going and stuff. You can't.
It's one of those things of just like, Gotham will never not have crime. Something would fill the void. Like, Batman is one of those people that, like, he doesn't really solve his problems, and he's also one of those people that, like, people constantly say, oh, Batman will always win if he has prep time. Nigga, in most cases, these people you're saying he'll beat with prep time, he actually doesn't a lot of the time. Also,
it's
in a fair fight, they're not going to give him prep time. Prep time is like weeks, if not a month or more. You think fucking Black Adam gives a shit about your prep time? No, it's Black Adam. That man even went into his
black in the name,
form.
so you know he ain't in the shits.
Like, Black Adam went into his human form, did not use any powers, and fucking walloped Bruce Wayne.
Yeah, you know,
just like, he's not that great.
But like, you gotta keep in mind that like Batman doesn't have like Batman is just like some highly skilled like man. Like this dude ain't got superpowers. He ain't got nothing. He just got a cool ass belt and a cape. You know what I'm saying?
He's the one that puts himself against this shit. He wants to play with the fucking big dog. He gets to catch him.
Like first of all, you gotta commend the fact that like Batman has probably like the most courage out of any human on this planet, because it takes an insane man to stand up against Superman, to be like, I'd whip your ass. Like, you know?
Sure, but at the same time, it also takes an insane man to keep letting literally one of the most dangerous serial killers in existence to just stay alive and just keep putting him back in jail. Like, oh, Joker, you silly psychopath.
Yeah, but like, it's a morality thing. It's a morality thing. Like, imagine if, like, let's put this in a real life situation. If Batman were to kill the Joker, like, granted, like, the Joker fucking does some fucked up shit, you know, yes, that is true. But if Batman had to kill the Joker, okay, he would be prosecuted under the court of law for that, okay? So like, it's not more or less that I feel like some days like he's like, yeah, I want to first murder this dude, but at the same time, like, you can't just murder people like because they're bad people, you know? Like, the court of law is still gonna try to hold you accountable for it, you know?
I understand that, but we also have to remember it's Batman and Bruce Wayne. Albeit recently he doesn't have his millions, but not too long ago he was still one of the richest motherfuckers in DC's world. Yeah, so it's kind of like, he was a rich white man. Do we really think if he would have done that, he would have actually been prosecuted?
Right, you got a point.
Damn.
Exactly.
What if Batman was a black man? You think he'd be saying the same thing?
There was a black Batman. He was a better Batman than Bruce.
Oh, well, I mean, I didn't read it and whatnot, so that's why I'm asking.
Like, Bruce is one of those things, like, Bruce Wayne is one of those fucking characters where it's just like, sure, I understand your moral code to an extent, but sometimes you just gotta kill someone every once in a blue moon. You just gotta
let that shit out.
That's dark. That's dark right there.
They have such a problem that they always come back, and they always do worse and worse and worse. Putting him back in the same cage that holds him for 2 days, that's not gonna do much. It's just gonna let him come out and kill a bunch more people. I'm not saying he needs to kill everyone, but it's just like Jason Todd had a point when he came back as the Red Hood and was just like, literally all you had to do was kill just him, and I could have stayed dead in peace. That's all you had to do. He took me from you, your son, and killed me, and you didn't do anything.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. That's a tough one. I'm gonna be honest. That's kind of tough.
Exactly. It's like, it's one of those things.
I'm gonna take
like,
off the shirt now because I'm being.
When you think about all of the things that
I don't know, Batman. I don't know. He kind of spitting. My opinion kind of getting changed.
It's one of those things that like I've realized more recently, because like a lot of content creators I watch have talked about superhero shit more recently. Like, I realized why I like Deku and My Hero and All Might, like, because they're like the Superman paragons. Like, Superman is the best of like DC's heroes for a reason. He's the golden boy, where it's just like, if he can do this and you can get close to that, you're golden. Like, Superman is one of those people that is such a beacon of good that people, like, he took a day off to hold the sky up for Atlas, and everyone in like Metropolis was just like, let's just work together and make sure this motherfucker can have his day off. Meanwhile, Batman is just like,
let me throw this out there. You're gonna hate me too. let me throw this out here. Superman's white.
Superman is white, but he's also.
The only thing
I
is,
when people would still be saying the same thing.
There's also
with Superman,
yes, I get what you're saying.
He's not the white privilege though.
Like his white privilege is a lot lower than fucking Bruce's. Because
he's a fucking alien.
He's literally an illegal immigrant.
What is this right here? What color is he? Like he might be alien, but what's that?
Yes, but like Clark is literally an illegal alien.
Yeah, he's literally an illegal immigrant, and they're just like.
He's literally like the immigrant from the stars that came and just said like, I'm just gonna protect people because I want to protect people.
Yeah. Like
he does it just because he wants to do good. No other alternative reason.
Yeah.
Batman's just like, I have trauma that I still won't talk through. So I'm gonna the lives of many
Batman's trauma is like that related, like it's relatable to me. That might be why so many people like Batman, is because like the way he deal with trauma is like, oh shit, I deal with it the same way. I mean, my parents are not dead, but
it's
they
one
hate
of those
me.
things of though, just like, when does trauma stop becoming a valid excuse and it becomes a crutch? You know,
that's a conversation for another day. We'll tackle that one. Because
like
but,
so. Yes, like in summary. In recent times, I've come to feel like I don't hate Batman as much as King Lion, but I do recognize much more that like Bruce Wayne and Batman, kind of a bitch.
Kind of a bitch. Damn.
I will say I don't really follow the comics. I more like follow movies, but I still love Batman. He beats the dog shit out of motherfuckers, and I love that.
Yeah, and that's another thing I was gonna talk about. Batman is very like disrespectful because he's like, I don't kill people. I don't, and then commits to fucking beat your fucking
he brands
noggin.
Men.
Like some of the ways
he branded a man
people up in the Arkham games was just like he would like throw niggas against metal support beams and snap their backs. Meanwhile, telling them talk. It's just like he can't.
Like his vertebrae is broken.
Just broke this man's spine. He probably can't breathe, let alone speak.
More of the story. Your favorite superhero should be Spider-Man. I'm just going to let it be Spider-Man. But Spider-Man didn't miss. I'm just saying. Spider-Man don't miss.
Miss Marvel.
And stuff. I know that's Marvel, but Spider-Man don't miss. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Spider-Man.
I know. Also, speaking of Marvel, read Miss Marvel. Kamala Khan's an amazing character.
All right, I'm gonna check that out and stuff. Well, thanks for the spill of the sauce. I'm gonna start questioning Batman now because it kind of got the gears turned. Erica's like, nah, I just want him to beat.
I'm not. I mean, he goes out there with good intentions. He's just more of like a John Wick. Like he makes his own rules. A true vigilante. Yeah, he brands men.
You speak. I'm vengeance.
That man needs a lot of counseling.
By the way,
he definitely needs some therapy.
He definitely like lifetimes of therapy.
Yeah, he does. Yeah, I agree.
Yeah, but he's still iconic.
And his goddamn kids need to stop enabling him. Nightwing has mostly stopped that. Nightwing holds Bruce accountable. He's just like, get your shit together. You realize there's
I'm not getting my shit together.
Right?
I'm Batman. I'm not getting it together.
Stop talking like that, please.
I'm not getting it together. I'm Batman.
I don't care. I'm still a DC girl. I love Batman.
Yeah. Dick Grayson is just like the things Batman can never be, and he acknowledges that.
Yeah. By the way, I'm just gonna throw this out here before we move on. They need to like reboot Batman Beyond. Great animated series and whatnot. Absolutely amazing. I think it would be wonderful.
They canceled the movie they were gonna do of that because of how badly The Flash did?
Yeah, pretty much, which is kind of sad. But like Batman Beyond, like they just need to bring it back as an animated series because DC's animated series fucking slap. Their actual live action movies suck ass. Like it's just.
Yeah, that last Batman, like that motherfucker used to sparkle. Why is Batman?
You talking about the Batman where Robert Pattinson?
Robert Pattinson, like he literally used to sparkle. Like I don't know, like I know like a lot of girls like him in Twilight. Like honestly, he made me feel.
I hated him in Twilight.
He as fuck. Yeah, he had a birdcage chest.
Yeah, I like him in Batman. He was like, I liked him in Batman because he was like dark and gloomy. He's like, I'm vengeance.
No, Batman's supposed to be a fine playboy. And he was nothing. He was not giving
part of the theme of the movie, though.
Like, yeah, I like the grittier. Like I like the gritty. Like,
yeah,
you know, and I'm gonna be honest. I thought Robert Pattinson playing Batman was a terrible mistake at first, but I actually sat down and watched that movie. I'm like, huh.
That movie was ass.
You thought it was ass? That's ass. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I don't care. It was ass.
Wow.
My favorite Batman would have to be what was his name? Christian Bale. Iconic.
Oh, the Dark Knight. Yeah,
Dark Knight. He was the best.
That was Nolan. Christian Bale. Was, Batman versus Superman.
Oh, Batman. Okay, like you know it. I'm gonna be honest. The Dark Knight series is gonna be on the match. You know, I think that's the best. The
Joker. He was the best Joker.
Oh, the Joker. Chef's kiss. Like, yeah. So, but that's wild that you say that Robert Pattinson did like that. The Batman that just released was
the whole time I was watching it. I was just like, this motherfucker used to sparkle, and he was just like, he was awkward in that. He was awkward in Batman.
I don't think he was
just really making me feel uncomfortable. Like,
I think that was that's the emotion they wanted to give you. He wasn't supposed to be like,
it was hella cringe.
Oh man, yeah, we don't have to have this.
Robert Pattinson's Batman is the inverse of, instead of like Bruce Wayne learning to be Batman, it's Batman needs to learn to also be Bruce Wayne because he needs to be both.
Yeah, he needs to be, and that's what this movie was. It's like, how the fuck can I be like Batman and Bruce Wayne at the same time? You know,
if I want to save this city, I need to not just make the villains afraid. I also need to give the people hope.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, enough about Batman. We're gonna talk about real life Gotham City, New York. So you know, we're just gonna talk about you know, one of the biggest streamers on the platform, Kai Cenat. If you don't know who he is, like, this dude gets subs out the wazoo. He's actually like Twitch largest streamer in terms of subscribers and stuff. He actually just got into some hot water recently because he was trying to do this giveaway for his fans and stuff. He said, you know, you guys meet in Times Square at 3:00 and we're gonna give out a bunch of stuff. PlayStation 5s, which that's all you have to say, and you already got a flock of 10,000 people, you know. But he said PlayStation 5 and other prizes and money and stuff like that. Well, come about 2:00 and shit, we started having like 3,000, 4,000 people just chilling in Times Square, and come 3:00, like when Kai actually shows up and stuff, it went crazy. Like, people, it was like stopping traffic, people vandalizing and stuff. Like, it had to get to a point where police was dispatched to try to break the whole like event up. They had to actually like grab Kai out of the like crowd and stuff, and like, you know, they eventually like detained and arrested him, and you know, pretty much they charged him with like inciting a riot and illegal like activity gathering and things like that. Well,
yeah, like the biggest thing like he actually like legally did that he shouldn't have done was get all those people there because he didn't have permits and shit.
Right, and that's very true. Like, and that the reason why I want to talk about this is it's the riot aspect, because he came out after the incident. Of course, he has to go to court for all of this, you know, and see what the deal is going to be. But it kind of came out to where he pretty much like condemned like the people that were like damaging things and like starting a riot and stuff like that. Now, I would like to say that, to be honest, like as far as like the behavior of like his fans and people that want to create those workers, it's one of those things that you can't really hold accountable. And we talked about this before on like, you know, a previous episode when like they had the big Astroworld incident with Travis Scott. You know, when there's these big gatherings and stuff, like, you're always gonna have a few bad apples that is gonna create issues for everybody, and unfortunately you kind of get put under the microscope, you know. So, but I think that in this situation, what really like hurts him a lot is that I think he had good intentions. He didn't expect like the turnout, like he didn't expect it, but some people did, and they went there like wanting
to instigate.
to instigate, to start a ruckus, to start like issues. So I guess my big question is, as far as it go, how do you feel? How much of this do you feel Kai should be held responsible for? Like, do you think he should be just responsible for the outing, like 10%, 100%? Like, how do you think he should be held responsible for this incident? Yeah, go ahead, Ray. You raise your hand.
From teacher, from the information that I have of this situation, the main thing I think that legally he should be held accountable for is just, you can't go to New York and not make sure that if you're gonna have a fan gathering, that shit's not got the permits, like that you don't have like security and shit. Like that, New York is too dense of a city and too dangerous a city to have a shit ton of people like just suddenly mashed together to not have something organized if you're having a meetup.
Right.
So I think that part he should be held responsible for. I don't know like the full length of like how much that'll entail, but like I think that part is his responsibility. Like he didn't mean to incite that. But he knows how huge he is. He should have known better than to just be like random fan meetup with like no real planning. Like he should have been smarter than that. But as for what like the riot that broke out, I don't think I think that's like 20 to 30% at absolute most his responsibility. Like the majority of that is people that went there too rowdy, too fucking excited to like be a part of a swarm of people for like a creator they like. And obviously, like you said, like the motherfuckers that were absolutely there to just instigate and stir shit up.
Right. What about you, Erica? Do you think he should face the chopping block, or like, you know,
break out the guillotine?
I don't know all the details, but like I did see it like on the news, and from like even like the footage you could see like he's visibly like trying to help his fans. So I did like that. Like I was surprised he's, you know, you never know how these celebrities really are in real life. Like some of them like paint a false picture, Lizzo, but that's another story. You know, paint a false image of like, you know, who they really are. I feel like it could have better like been contained if like maybe it was like not just one day, one time, maybe like a couple times that day, or like a couple of days of that week, and he would have been better off keeping it in LA. Like I feel like it could have been maybe contained better, and it maybe would have been like less chaotic. Like you guys said, like New York isn't, Times Square isn't the ideal place to like have that kind of thing. And you're giving away $100 gift cards, great, but the PS5, niggas have been trying to get their hands on PS5 since they came out. They only make a certain amount each year, right?
Yeah, like so, what? Yeah, and then finally, like, there's finally like enough like demand for like PS5s and stuff now, because like there's not really a chip shortage.
How long did that take?
But like, yeah, exactly. Like it took a long time. Like the PS5 has been out like 3 years now, pretty close to it.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so like
it was this point where like no one was really getting them.
Yeah, no, niggas was paying like $1,400 for a PS5.
Fucking grifters.
No game included.
No game included. No controller. Nothing. You just got the system. Okay.
And then like the shortages for all the parts and shit like finally got resolved. So then they were able to actually put out an amount to match demand.
Yeah, I got a PS5. Look, I mean, I got the controller here.
But I got my PS5 during COVID while I was unemployed. That's how good the unemployment was.
Shit, I'm trying.
No, really, the unemployment slapped.
Shoot,
I literally lived off just unemployment, and I lived pretty well off of that unemployment.
I was on unemployment for like 6 months because my job went under. They were actually, I worked for 24 Hour Fitness, and I guess like they were like hella in debt and like didn't really like vocalize it. And so when the pandemic hit, like they were fucked. Like a lot of their locations went under, and so they had us all sign some bullshit like, oh yeah, well like, would you feel comfortable coming back for COVID? So like, of course, like, you know, whoever wanted to said yes, and whoever didn't want to said no. And then, you know, we submitted it, I think like a week later, they fired half of us with an email and the other half of us with a pre-recorded phone call.
That's hilarious. Damn, that's
honestly,
fucked. Yeah, that's
honestly.
fucked.
But going back to the Kai Cenat thing, I think he somewhat should be held accountable. I feel like his situation at Astroworld 1 is different. Like, because you could visibly see him like trying to help and like, I don't know too much about him, but just like from what I see, like I'll come across things on like Instagram, like Twitter or TikTok, and he doesn't seem like he would have like malicious intent. Like it didn't seem like it was, I was just like, oh shit, like he's never done something like this. Like, oh shit, it went wrong. Versus like Travis Scott, like he's done things like this. He's known for initiating riots and like he wasn't really trying to help people with the footage.
We're gonna talk about that next week because like you know what, fuck it, we're gonna talk about that now because Travis Scott, like, hey, we having a minor change to the lineup, but Travis Scott actually got put on the radar because apparently at a show in Rome and stuff, he said like apparently 60 people got injured and stuff, and there are 60,000 people there, but the people that were claiming that they were injured like had stuff like minor like scratches, aches, like minor stuff. Like it wasn't like Astroworld levels of like injury.
Because it's minor, it's okay.
Let me tell you something.
Nigga.
Let me tell you something.
Yeah.
And this is not this is not me defending Travis Scott as a Travis Scott fan.
Okay.
I think that they are holding him to this, like they're doing this to keep him under a microscope because of what happened at Astroworld. I said this when we talked about the Astroworld incident, that Travis Scott, because he's the face of that whole incident, he's the artist, that people are going to hold him accountable to the fullest extent, when in reality that's not his fault, you know? So when you're in Rome and you have 60,000 people there and you bring your fucking 12-year-old son to this concert with grown-ass men and women and he get a fucking boo-boo, I'm not, as an artist, I'm not feeling bad, because what the fuck are you doing bringing your child to a Travis Scott concert? Think about that, okay? Like, imagine if I bought Angelo, if Angelo was 10 years old. Imagine if I bought Angelo to an Astroworld concert and they playing No Bystanders. No Bystanders. First of all, that song go ballistic. Like, the pit is opening, okay? I wouldn't be surprised if my son caught a knee straight to the face from people just jumping. You know whose fault is that? Not Travis Scott, okay?
That is the parent, because, like, if I had a kid, I would take my kid to, let's say, like, Beyonce. I wouldn't take my kid
I wouldn't bring my kid to Beyonce.
Sheck West. I wouldn't take my kid to, like, let's say Sheck West, Travis Scott, like anyone like that, like
Playboy Cardi.
No, that's no.
Taylor Swift
I would not.
Taylor Swift would probably be relatively safe.
I'm not bringing my kid to no type of concert where there's a mass gathering. Taylor Swift, fucking Beyonce, Travis. No, because the thing is that when people see, especially in these open air concerts, when people see that artist, they naturally gravitate toward the front. You know what I'm saying? They want to get as close as possible. It's gotten to the point where, like, literally you be in a concert and, like, you just, like, stuck there. You can't really, like, move. So, it just baffles me, okay? But honestly, I can't say I haven't, like I've never seen stuff like that, because I've been on Bourbon multiple times doing Mardi Gras, you know, titties out, niggas showing their balls and shit and whatnot, just some wild shit. I saw a nigga get stabbed, like, you know, just crazy type shit. But people will bring their 3-year-old child on Bourbon and it'd be like 12 at night. Wow. I'm on Hennessy, okay?
If you see a child on Bourbon, you see a bad parent. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so, like, I think the same thing, definitely applies. Oh my God, where'd she go?
That was a jump scare.
Yeah, shit. She just deleted herself.
My face is on a line now.
Hold up, yeah, we're all on a line. Erica, hold up. Wait,
she's not in the call.
She gonna come back. I think she still got that.
Yeah, I think
we just gotta wait for her. Anyway, while we distorted, like don't be holding Travis Scott accountable for this. You know what I'm saying? Like, don't hold him accountable.
It's also one of those things of we have to remember we're in a different era of people at concerts now, because we are like in a weird era of concerts where people are throwing shit at the artists. Like, are insane lately.
Yeah, people are definitely throwing, like, the whole Cardi B situation. Like, they water on her and she threw that mic back. Congratulations, Cardi B. She needs to be a quarterback and stuff. Oh, there we go. So yeah, but honestly, like, oh, you're back.
I know. I don't know why it booted me out. The ghetto.
What she did? I know you was digging in your ear. No, I'm kidding.
What, nigga?
No, she's like, calm down. But yeah, more of the story. Like, don't hold Travis Scott accountable for these people injuries, especially the bullshit injuries and shit, because you know the risk of bringing your child to these concerts. The only thing that I will hold. Different. Right, the only thing I will hold Travis Scott accountable for is that his music incite this this rowdy behavior. You know what I'm saying? And that's even a stretch. That's kind of
music festival.
Nah, that's a stretch. That's even a stretch for me, because I feel like music is interpretation. You interpret music however you want. If I think Beethoven is lit and I want to fucking goddamn crip walk to it, then guess what? That's my interpretation. You know what I'm saying? Shoot, when I'm driving and Travis Scott is singing I Know and shit, I don't be in a car fucking going nuts and shit. I just like that's me.
If someone wants to shuffle to Negro spirituals, they're gonna do it.
Yeah, exactly. So let's not hold Travis Scott accountable for that. But, you know, enough about Travis Scott. We're gonna go ahead and go to our final topic before we wrap things up for tonight. It is the VMAs. So if you guys don't know, the VMAs are about to start pretty soon, and, you know, voting has opened up, but we had some history that has been made. So for the VMAs, the Artist of the Year category doesn't contain any men at all.
Sorry.
She's like,
may I say?
And that's on feminism, baby.
I was about to say, may I say, slay?
Slay. Oh my God. So, so it's
Yas queen.
And the crazy thing is not only for Artist of the Year, but it's also for Video of the Year. But there's a caveat for Video of the Year, and that's Sam Smith. But Sam Smith identify as non-binary, so under his gender pronouns and stuff, technically he is not male, and so technically it does stand. So first of all, I'm gonna just read y'all to like who's in Artist of the Year. We have Beyonce, of course, Queen Bee, Doja Cat, Karol G. I don't think I've ever heard of this person. So, but then again, I just haven't heard of music. I listen to hood music all day. Okay, I listen to thugs to thug spirituals. Nicki Minaj.
Spotify has told me multiple years that I listen mostly to nerdcore.
We have Nicki Minaj, of course. Shakira's wife and whatnot.
Shakira still makes music?
Yeah, I
didn't know she still made music.
So, oh no! And then Taylor Swift. Taylor Swift.
Like she's just fucking exploding everywhere.
Yeah, she really is. Deja got her concert tickets for New Orleans and stuff.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, they announced those 3 shows later this year.
The caucasity is everywhere, guys. She is literally.
It's one of those things where, like, I heard them announce those tour dates in New Orleans, and I'm just like, I am scared to go. I'm scared of my life. City when those days.
I'm gonna need a full bottle of Hennessy. But
I'm staying in the East or in Metairie. I am not going in the CBD.
No. And then Video of the Year, you still have Doja Cat, Miley Cyrus, Nicki Minaj, Olivia Rodrigo, Sam Smith, and SZA, and Taylor Swift. So, in both of these categories, like I said, dominated by women and stuff. So, I'm gonna be honest.
Women been
I'm about to bring up 2 points. I'm about to bring up 2 points. My first point. How do you feel about this? Like, how do you feel about, like, do you think that this year very much was dominated by women, like in terms of like the music scape?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like women have been killing it.
Yeah, I was about to say, like, as I have stated about 5 minutes ago, mostly what I listen to now isn't considered nerdcore. I listen to a bunch of shit. Like, it's not just exclusively that. Like, I have Post Malone, I have 3 Days Grace, I have Breaking Benjamin, I have T-Pain. You know, like, my tastes are very all over the place sometimes. I'm even slowly introducing country and, like, country pop shit into my repertoire of things I listen to.
Yeah.
I've not been listening to the mainstream shit at all this year.
Look, I'm gonna be honest.
But I just listen to the radio, so, like, I don't hear any of it.
No, I get you. I'm gonna be honest. Like, I've listened to a lot of the radio and stuff due to work and stuff, and the amount of like songs that are like woman led is insane. Like, it is really nuts. Okay, like, and I'm gonna be honest, a lot of these are fucking bangers. Okay, like these things.
Sexy Red.
Yeah, look, and I'll be honest, I'm not a big Beyonce fan and whatnot, but that Renaissance kind of go crazy. It kind of
make you want to pop your pussy. I'm not gonna lie.
Don't say that.
Sorry. Sorry. But it does like she made iconic album, and I'm not just saying that because I love Beyonce, but I feel like she really made something for the girls, something that everyone can jam to.
She made something for the girls and for the girls and fucking for the gay man out there, like, you know, like, you know, it very much very diverse album. I actually think it's a great album and stuff. Like I said, I'm not a big Beyonce fan, you know, per se. She's not something.
She did her big one on that one.
Huh?
She did her big one on that one.
Yeah, she did. But my second thing is, and this is less of VMAs, but kind of like a genre question. How do you think the scape of hip hop is currently? Because on this list, I mean, you have Nicki Minaj, which is a hip hop artist, of course.
Yeah.
But that's it. I mean, and Doja Cat and whatnot. But as far as hip hop, you know, how do you feel the state of hip hop is? Because it is hip hop's 50-year anniversary, if you didn't know, or you've been living on a rock. But I'm gonna give you my thoughts. I just, you know, want to see where y'all heads are at. So how do you feel like is the state of hip hop currently?
Sorry.
No, I think that's the same feeling. So.
I feel like we're at a point where it needs to get experimental again.
Okay, that's a good point.
I feel like it's starting to get a little stagnant in terms of just like a lot of it feels similar. Like there's always going to be like a lot of stuff that sounds similar because there's like a lot of people trying to hit the same kind of audience. But like, at least me personally, I miss the days of like more open merging and blending of like fucking genres. Like fucking, is it Lil Uzi Vert who did the song with Baby Metal?
Yeah, it was.
I feel like we need more of that kind of experimental hybrid shit to like keep it fresh again. Because I feel like we're getting like that day old bread kind of situation. Like it's not bad, it's good for bread pudding, but it's not good for the intended purpose, you know?
Yeah. What about you, Erica? How you feel?
I feel like when it comes to award shows, it's very watered down for hip hop. Like you said, only Nicki is like in that category. I feel like if it's anyone from the hip hop world, it's like people that are like on top, like the most popular. Like Nicki's been around for a minute, so automatically it's gonna be Nicki. Automatically it's gonna be like Beyonce or you know whoever it may be. But I don't. That's also why I kind of like stopped watching the award shows. So I feel like they kind of like rob some of the black artists and they pick like average people. And then when it comes to like
or
the
like favoritism
scene, yeah, like favoritism, like okay, let's say let's take it back to 2009. Was it MTV or VMAs? I don't know, but sure, like, when Kanye, did that
whole thing yeah. I think
he was right. It was wrong, the delivery, but he was right. Like she, I think that year was like Sasha Fierce, and she like worked her ass off. I'm sure Taylor Swift worked her ass off too, but like it got snubbed from her. Like that got snubbed for her, and then one of her other albums.
I think the greatest robbery of any award show was when Macklemore won rap album of the year over
Crazy
Good Kid, Mad City. Think about that, y'all.
Think about who's still
look at this. Look at it, y'all. This album doesn't age. Okay, let me talk to you.
I was listening to it today.
Let me tell you something. Let me spit some fucking game to you. This album, in just this year alone, has sold over 500,000 units.
Damn.
This album.
K-Dot.
This album sold 500,000 units.
You got the whole vinyl.
Yeah,
I know you took it out.
I had the deluxe edition. But it's crazy that this masterpiece lost to a nigga that made a song about shopping at a thrift store?
At a thrift shop. Like, but that is art that Kendrick did. Everything that Kendrick and like J. Cole put out, it's like art. So that's why like you say like 500,000 units a year, like it's
this
still
year alone
numbers because it's art.
This year alone. That's incredible. This album has been out for 10 years plus.
And it's still doing numbers.
It's still doing numbers. Okay. 50 Cent. Get Rich or Die Trying.
Oh.
Y'all.
Yeah. It's a classic.
Album is still doing numbers. Still doing, and that's the scary point. And this is my point before we wrap up the show. Hip hop, I think, is in a horrible spot. I think it's in a terrible spot. Okay, and the reason why I think it's in a terrible spot because it's not being taken seriously anymore. Now, I'm not saying you need to have like fucking goddamn Jay Electronica and like Common rapping on every single like single and shit, like serious stuff, but like where's the pizzazz? Like where's the rap song that make you go, yeah, like this shit, like 2008 Lil Wayne, a Millie, you know what I'm saying? Get Rich or Die Trying, In the Club. Remember when that song dropped? I was like fucking 10 or something. I swear to God, I thought I was like the most crunk kid on the block, okay? Fucking the Black Album. Like, man, I can sit here and talk to you the mixtape era. The mixtape era from 2011 to 13. It was incredible. You had fucking Mac Miller dropping mixtapes, Lil Wayne dropping mixtape, Big Sean dropped Detroit, like amazing mixtape by the way. Meek Mills with Dream Chasers, Rick Ross. Like when I'm telling you, just that Wiz Khalifa, like that 2-year span of just mixtapes has had more of an impact on like hip hop than I say these past 2 years recently. And my problem with that is that on the good side, we starting to see more women in hip hop, and I'm all for it. I love it. You know what I'm saying? Like women, talk your shit, okay? Like it like fucking think about the pioneers like The Brat, Missy Elliott, MC Lyte, Queen Latifah, like all of these women that paved the way to like let new artists, you know, whether it be like Coi Leray, Doja Cat, Nicki Minaj, Cardi B, Meg Thee Stallion, like they could not be here without your pioneers. But we are such a weird spot where like I feel like it's still like it's suffering. You know what I'm saying? Like the women are not getting the recognition that they need because the ones that are actually making good like good rap songs and rap music and stuff is not getting like doing the numbers that it needs to. But also we have a lot of gimmick rap, like a lot. Like last year. It was WAP. We talked about that a lot, or like on the show. this year, Pound Town. Wow, I just took a bitch down.
Yeah.
No idea what you just said.
Like, yo, go listen to Pound Town, Ray. You gonna come back next week.
That's not her only song.
I know that's not her only song, but like, think about how often this song plays on the radio, and that was a very much a gimmick song. Very much a gimmick.
One gimmick song that we talked about a lot last year besides WAP. It also had some outrageous ass like lyrics. I forget what the fuck it was. It was something about sex.
Oh, Throw Baby. Throw Baby.
Yes,
another gimmick song.
Throw Baby.
Another gimmick song. We talked about that a lot. But like,
God, that song is horrible.
Yeah, Throw Baby. But no, this is what I'm talking about. Like, we have gotten to a point in rap where we have like the gimmick music is dominating like the actual like good rap. I love
creative.
Rap. Don't get me wrong. I love listening to some hood shit. Okay, some days I will listen to Savage Life by Webby and whatnot on repeat, and then some day, like the next minute, I will put on Forest Hill Drive and Born Center, and then the next minute, fucking The Dedication 2, and then Dreams, and I love rap. Most of my Spotify catalog, it is rap, and like, I have hundreds of artists, okay? I have artists on the ground, niggas that are famous, niggas that deserve their flowers, like, bunch of shit. But we're in a terrible spot for hip-hop. It is terrible. Like, 50 years, and it is ass. Like, it's, like, there's not been much celebration in the stuff that really has been celebrated and stuff. There's been controversy, like, outside of controversy and stuff like that. Like, it's crazy. Hey, that cat is licking itself.
No.
Tell your cat stop taking a bath. I was but yeah, so before we close the show out, if y'all don't know, like, if you listen to the podcast on Spotify or Apple Music, we have this new thing called like questions, where you can actually and like we post questions on it and you could directly answer it. So like if I see like any answers and stuff, I would definitely read them out, like, on future episodes and stuff, So last week, I posted questions like, how do you feel and stuff. Like this week, I think the big question is gonna be, how do you feel about the state of hip hop? So just be on the lookout for that for when we upload the episode tomorrow. It will be available tomorrow at 6 p.m. Central, so 4 p.m. Pacific. So, of course, and it will be on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, all your podcast platforms. Apple Podcasts was being an asshole for me last week. That's why it took me a little bit longer, but I got it fixed because I'm a big dog. So, yeah, keep that in mind and stuff. Can't wait to hear your replies and stuff. See how you guys feel about that. But I think we're all out of time. I want to say thank you for you guys tuning in to another episode of the Sauce Talks. We're going to be back next week, of course. We know new topics, new shit to say. Shout out to, all our subscribers, Mike, Deja, and stuff. Like, you guys subscribed. That was great. Like, we really appreciate it. I'm trying to buy us lunch and shit, we trying to have a pizza party and stuff, So I appreciate you guys for supporting the channel. Of course, you guys can subscribe and stuff like that, or just listen to the show, word of mouth, pass it around, let your mama, your daddy, your bald-headed granny know about us. We're just trying to make it big. That's all. So we'll be back next week. Ray, Erica, y'all got anything you want to throw, last minute things?
See y'all next week.
Mm-hmm. Y'all have a good night. Baldur's Gate 3 is cocaine.
It is cocaine. I need to get it. I've been watching it. But you gonna take us out, Ray? Took us out last week.
Sure. Thank you all once again for showing up and listening to three people talk about a bunch of shit that we don't know a ton about. We'll be sure to reply like we do.
I know everything about that Montgomery thing.
If you don't come back, I'm hitting you with a chair.
I know how to bullshit like I'm intelligent. But y'all have a fantastic night and weekend and upcoming week, and we will see y'all next Saturday, same time, same place. And as always, Keep it saucy.
Yes, sir. Keep it saucy. You know I had to fuck it up just like I fucked up. It's it. All right, y'all. Good night. And drink more water. So, holla at your boy. All right. Woo.